Right now, nothing's truly free, but at-home COVID tests will be for you starting tomorrow. We have what you need to know. Also, the case now featuring dozens of new felonies against Darrell Brooks is moving forward. Find out what comes next for the man accused in the Waukesha parade tragedy. And later, remembering a fallen firefighter as the Mineral Point community remembers the life of Brian Bush. News 3 Now at 6 starts right now. Well, we begin tonight with some breaking news out of Stoughton. Right now, crews are working on a house fire on the city's north side. We now go to Tahlil Mohadeen, who is live on the scene on Williams Drive. Tahlil, what have you learned?
Brady, well, despite the very active scene that you see here, things are pretty well under control. I'm told the one woman who was inside the house when the fire started was able to get out safely with the help of her family. Now, Stoughton police arrived at the scene just before 4:30 p.m. They could see smoke coming from the backside of the house and coming out of the attic. The chief expects they'll be here for another half hour or so.
We've just got to do some overhaul, make sure that we've got the fire all out, and there's a lot of insulation to sift through.
No one was hurt, including fire crews from Stoughton, Cottage Grove, McFarland, and Oregon, which all responded. Now, the chief told me they're not sure what caused the fire and that's still under investigation. Reporting live from Stoughton, Tahlil Mohadeen, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Tahlil. Well, a cold night and snowy night for crews in Stoughton. Cold and snowy across southern and southwestern Wisconsin as well. Let's check in with Gary. Hey, Gary.
Hi. It's actually kind of a fine powdery snow that's blowing around. That's why we have an alert day in the forecast. Let's start out by taking a look at Doppler track. The steadier snow has remained to our west across Iowa and Minnesota, but some of that snow at times has made it into the southern Wisconsin area as far east as Madison. Areas east and northeast of Madison have seen just flurries for the most part. Visibilities are still around 9 miles in Madison, but notice out to the west, those visibilities drop to about 1 to 2 miles, indicating the snow is a little bit steadier. Now, additional snow accumulation through early Saturday morning, probably an inch or less south and west of Dane County, north and east of Madison. Not expecting any additional snow, but because the snow is blowing around, the temperatures are cold, could lead to slippery road surfaces. We do have an alert day in the forecast for tonight. The ultimate snowfall totals could be as high as 4 inches near the Mississippi River. Temperatures continue to drop. We're at 14 in Madison. Wind chills are down around 0. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around 11 or 10 degrees here in town. Tomorrow will be a very cold day with a high of 18. We'll see a brief warm up early next week, but even colder weather on the way for the end of next week. I'll have more on that in the forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. Well, people seem to snag at-home rapid tests as quickly as they appear on the shelves, but even just buying a few will cost you $20, $30, even $40. That is set to change, though. The Biden administration is ordering insurance companies cover the cost. Brad Hamilton is in the studio tonight with more on how this might help our community. Brad?
Brady, people in Wisconsin we spoke with today called this new policy critically important, not just for your budget, but for healthcare providers, too.
Lines wrapped around buildings, sometimes even blocking traffic in Fitchburg, and at-home kits often sold out as soon as they come in stock show COVID testing is in high demand right now.
It is important that people know this is an option for them now.
That new option, making at-home rapid testing free. Starting tomorrow, insurance companies will have to start covering the cost. State Insurance Commissioner spokesperson Sarah Smith says it does come with some limitations.
They're required to do that for up to 8 tests per person on the plan per month. So a family of 4 could get 32 tests in a month if they needed to.
The Biden administration hopes insurance companies work with these pharmacies to make free kits available on a walk-in basis. But until that happens, you may need to file to get your money back.
Making sure people keep their receipts, any documentation, if it's something you ordered online, make sure it doesn't send that receipt email to your spam box. Make sure you keep track of all those records.
The policy comes at a crucial time in the pandemic, especially for hospitals. Wisconsin hit a new pandemic high for total patients this week with 2,278 on Wednesday, while emergency rooms remain packed. WHA's Joanne Alec explains.
Just such a high demand right now and such a high surge. And we really want to make sure that those beds, that the emergency room is there for people who need it.
The Wisconsin Hospital Association hopes that fewer people showing up who don't need emergency help and just need a COVID test will be a small but significant impact on our situation.
Another tool in the toolbox to allow patients to have access to testing without having to seek that in the emergency room.
And for more information on this new policy, head to our website, channel3000.com.
All right, thank you, Brad. Current and recent data suggests there are more people currently infected with COVID-19 than the number of PCR confirmed tests that are reported, according to Rock County Public Health. Tracking the number of people with COVID-19 often relies on the conventional testing of individuals who are experiencing symptoms of COVID-19 or have had close contact with an individual who has tested positive. However, this does not capture the full extent of the virus's presence in the community. The use of wastewater monitoring helps gather a more comprehensive understanding of the spread of COVID-19.
Because with the advent of having the home tests, there are plenty of people that I'm sure are testing positive with COVID that, if their symptoms aren't bad enough to go to the hospital, they're hopefully self-quarantining. So those are numbers that we're maybe not seeing. But I mean, the wastewater doesn't lie.
The City of Janesville's wastewater utility has been a part of the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coronavirus Wastewater Monitoring Network since September 2020. A company claiming to provide free COVID-19 tests is shutting down operations for a week so it can retrain staff. The Center for COVID Control has been seeing a growing list of complaints and has an F rating with the Better Business Bureau. The BBB says multiple people have reported not receiving test results, poor customer service, and requesting personal information like driver's licenses and insurance information in order to get the test. The company plans to reopen on Saturday, January 22nd. The homicide trial of Chandler Halderson is set to resume on Tuesday. It was delayed on this Tuesday, after Halderson tested positive for COVID-19. Today, the judge issued an order for the trial to resume next week because the quarantine periods for everyone involved have passed. No one else developed symptoms. Prosecutors say they had anticipated wrapping up their case today before the delay was announced. Experts say the defense could have asked for a mistrial in the case due to the delay, but Halderson's defense team indicated he did not want to pursue one. The man accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens more in the Waukesha Christmas parade will stand trial. A court commissioner made that order today. Darrell Brooks Jr. faces 77 charges in all, including 6 counts of homicide and multiple counts of reckless endangerment. District Attorney Susan Opper called just one witness, Police Detective Thomas Casey. He testified he and other officers yelled at Brooks to stop as he drove the SUV through the parade in downtown Waukesha on November 21st.
The driver of that vehicle, do you see that person present in the courtroom here today?
Yes, I do.
Could you identify him, please?
He's sitting at the defense table dressed all in red.
You know the name of that person?
Daryl Brooks.
And you positively identify Mr. Brooks as the driver of the vehicle at this point?
Yes, I do.
Brooks is scheduled to enter his plea on February 11th. Brooks remains jailed on a $5 million cash bond. He would face mandatory life in prison if convicted on even one of the homicide charges. The Rock County District Attorney's Office says the Beloit police officer who shot a man allegedly trying to grab her gun acted legally and appropriately. Sergeant Shannon Dykstra shot Jorge Bautista Alvarez following a fight during a welfare check on December 15th. A report says Dykstra responded after a person reported Bautista Alvarez threw himself into their vehicle. Dykstra tried talking to him when he tried to grab her gun. After a struggle, Dykstra was able to pull out her gun, telling Bautista Alvarez, but he didn't listen.
Bautista Alvarez lunged towards Sergeant Shannon Dykstra a final time, forcing Sergeant Dykstra to fire her duty weapon twice, striking him.
Bautista Alvarez was treated for his injuries at Mercy Hospital in Janesville before being released and charged with attempting to disarm a peace officer and criminal damage to property. Sergeant Dykstra was not injured in the incident. There's still more to come on News 3 Now at 6, including the Mineral Point community saying goodbye to one of its finest after a crash.
Watching Madison's fastest growing newscast, News 3 Now at 6.
How much money have you wasted trying to find the right shade of foundation to match your skin tone? You end up with so many unused bottles, yet you can't bear to throw them out. Now, there's Color Beauty self-adjusting foundation, which means you'll never search for the perfect shade again.
It's really difficult for me to find a good tone foundation. I usually purchase about 3 or 4 and sometimes mix them. Color Beauty is a game changer in finding the right foundation. You put it on your skin and it transforms into your own skin tone.
The Color Beauty foundation is so simple to put on. My skin looks great and it just looks awesome.
The key to the innovative Color Beauty formula is tiny color beads that release and blend to perfectly match your skin tone as you apply it. The foundation is white when it comes out of the bottle, but when I begin to apply it, it adjusts to blend perfectly with the color of my skin.
My biggest problem area is my cheeks right here. Color Beauty feels really light on my skin, and I can tell that it is pretty full coverage, so it looks like I don't have too much foundation on, but it is covering all my acne scars like I was saying before. I actually really love it.
It's weightless and it's full coverage, and also it literally just matches my skin as soon as I put it on. It's no work. I've never experienced a foundation like this.
Color Beauty only comes in 2 colors, light and medium. If you have fair skin or you burn easily, go with the light. If you have darker skin, go with the medium. Plus, with an SPF of 50, they're getting the highest level of sun protection in a lightweight formula. And best of all is Color Beauty's exclusive special. Order this New Year's and get 40% off. That means you'll get the color adjusting foundation, the skin smoothing primer, and the fan favorite lash enhancer for thicker, longer looking lashes at 40% off. Plus, get free shipping. Visit color40.com or call the number on your screen.
Well, today, the Mineral Point community is laying to rest the second firefighter who died in a crash last Thursday. 2 days ago, the community buried Jim Ludlam, and today it was Captain Brian Bush. News 3 Now's Jim Rader was at the service.
On behalf of Father Michael and the St. Mary St. Paul Parish family, I wish to offer to you, Brian's family, our prayers, sympathy, and support.
It has an impact not only on the fire department, but the fire department families.
Present. Order.
This is just a first for me as well, and again, it's hard to describe.
I don't know that you can always compare one line of duty death to another, but at the same time, the impact that it has and the resulting outpouring of support is based on necessity.
Brian and Andy were altar servers at my first Mass. I participated in his wedding service. Many Sunday nights, I was at Elaine's for supper with Brian and the family. And I got to know his children well since I stopped at Elaine's a lot, and often they were there.
Well, coming up, the search for the next UW system president narrows, and a popular restaurant is open after its building closed due to safety issues. Plus, Madison's mayor tours some local businesses using a program designed to help entrepreneurship in minority communities. Plus, what does Mother Nature have in store for us this weekend? Well, Gary has the answer coming up.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, we're working on something more real.
Elbows in.
With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
So this New Year's, if you have yellowing between your teeth or coffee stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes or an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This new year, order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. Get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Just 2 pills for all-day pain relief. Aleve it and see what's possible. And also try Aleve X topical pain relief.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is checking in on some local businesses that are getting help establishing themselves. The Commercial Ownership Assistance Program establishes a forgivable loan fund to help Madison business owners transition from renting to owning commercial property. The program focuses resources toward communities that have historically faced barriers to buying commercial property, including communities of color, immigrant communities, women, and veterans. It will also prioritize support for businesses in underinvested geographic areas. Mayor Rhodes Conway says it's a good first step to help prevent displacement, especially in neighborhoods at risk of gentrification.
One of the goals of this program is for us to build wealth in our community and to support not only local businesses, but businesses that are owned by people of color, that are owned by women, that are owned by veterans. And we can be successful in that if we build that ecosystem around those businesses.
While people of color represent approximately 27% of Madison's population, only 3 to 9% are business owners. The restaurant Paisans is open again after the city says its building is safe to reopen. Paisans owner says they opened the doors at 3 o'clock with limited dining and takeout tonight. The building at 131 West Wilson Street was first shut down in September over concerns of collapsing. It reopened in October, but was forced to close again in December. The city says more permanent steps still need to be taken to repair the building. Guests also can't use the underground parking garage at this time. The search committee to find the next leader of the UW system now has 2 finalists for the position. They are UW Eau Claire Chancellor James Schmidt and law firm CEO Jay Rothman. Both will have interviews with the Special Regent Committee and other groups on Tuesday. Officials say there will be no public input sessions with the finalists due to the extraordinary public input in the process so far. A final hiring decision is expected by the end of this month. starting to feel a bit more like winter again. Here's Gary with our complete forecast. Gary?
No, Brady, it's feeling a lot more like winter. The winds are blowing, the snow is falling, and the temperatures are dropping. We have an alert day in the forecast for tonight. The snow will taper to flurries. We probably won't see much more in the way of additional accumulation, except maybe close to the Mississippi River, where an additional inch or two may fall. The total will probably end up in the 1 to 4 inch range, mainly from Madison westward. Here in Madison, we're around a ½ inch to maybe an inch over western Dane County, but there could be some 4-inch amounts over toward the Mississippi River. But again, because it's a flying powdery snow, it'll blow around a little bit, and with temperatures in the teens and continuing to drop, that makes the salt less effective on the area roads. As far as snowfall accumulations, Prairie du Chien in the western portion of Crawford County, 3.6 inches. That's the heaviest total across southern Wisconsin. La Crosse has picked up 2 inches so far. Cassville, western Grant County, about 1.7 inches. Lancaster, about an inch. And then you start moving eastward and notice WISC in the southwestern portion of Madison, 0.6 of an inch. The airport so far, 0.3 of an inch. I'm waiting for a new snowfall total to come in there, but it's probably not going to be much higher than that. And the amounts of snow have fallen off from west to east. But you can see it. Visibilities right now from Madison eastward, very little in the way of a drop in visibility because of the snow. The western part of our viewing area, visibilities in some cases less than 2 miles, and at least light snow. The heavier snow has shifted farther to the west into parts of Iowa and south central Minnesota, where visibilities have been dropping below 1 mile. On Doppler track, you can see little waves of snow moving eastward, but the more persistent snows are staying out toward the Mississippi River. That's where the snow accumulation is more likely. The farther east you go, very little in the way of snow, although some lake effect snows may start affecting parts of eastern Wisconsin over the next few hours. But the more persistent, heavier bands of snow are now shifting through central Iowa and will continue heading on toward the south. This is additional snow accumulation through noon tomorrow. And again, you can see very little across southern Wisconsin. Most of the accumulating snow will favor Iowa, and there are winter storm warnings in effect for parts of southwestern Minnesota through central Iowa for tonight. But look what happens after that. The storm drops to the south, picks up more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and then starts heading northeastward. So winter storm watches have been issued already from Arkansas all the way up into New England. Some of the snow totals, especially over parts of western New England away from the coast, could be in the neighborhood of about 10 to 18 inches there. But you can see a sharp cutoff on the western side of that snow. So this storm just kind of bypasses down to the south. Temperatures right now, well, now that the storm is starting to settle to the south, it's dragging the cold air with it. We're at 14, International Falls, Minnesota, 10 degrees below zero. And we'll probably see temperatures into the single digits above zero, maybe close to zero in some of our viewing area as we head into tomorrow night and Sunday morning. Winter weather advisories in effect until 3 a.m. tomorrow morning for Crawford and Grant counties. The snow will taper to flurries and end tonight. Low temperature dropping to 11. Tomorrow, high temperature only at 18. It'll be dry during the day, but it'll be variably cloudy. On future track, again, the more persistent snows for the next few hours, southwestern Wisconsin, those come to an end overnight. Then look for temperatures tomorrow, only reaching highs in the upper teens. Tomorrow night, we clear out a little bit. Temperatures drop to the single digits and then start rising overnight. Sunday, highs in the mid-20s, but we could see a couple of snow showers and flurries in the afternoon. Any additional snowfall, probably an inch or less, mainly over southwestern Wisconsin. 7 to 10 day forecast. A brief warm-up Monday and Tuesday, and then another shot of cold air for the second half of next week. Nighttime low temperatures at times down to around zero, and wind chills, especially on the weekend into early parts of the following week, could be as cold as 10 to 20 below zero.
The Badger State is taking over first team All-Pro selections. We have more on who's been named to this year's team coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's time to pack your bags and enjoy a little break. During Steinhoffel's Winter Getaway Sale, get a 2-night hotel stay at any of these great hotels. Plus, save 35 to 50% store-wide on the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses for every style and budget. Save big on some new furniture and take a vacation. It's the Steinhoffel's Winter Getaway Sale. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's and Steinhoffels.com.
Enjoy the benefits of soft water with Morton Water Softeners at Menards. Morton's Demand Control Wi-Fi Softener is a smarter way to manage your water. Right now, buy any Morton Water Softener and get a $50 rebate. Replace your toilet with a Titan Tall Elongated Toilet from American Standard. It has a powerful flush and AquaGuard to reduce condensation. Save big money right now on the American Standard Titan Elongated Toilet at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
With eye care, the medicine you need may cost less than ever before. New in 2022, you pay a $0 copay for all of your Medicare-eligible Part D drugs up to the coverage gap. Then your cost will be the typical extra help copay amount. You'll also receive up to $2,500 in dental benefits and $300 in vision benefits. Call the Eye Care Benefits Helpline for a free consultation to get all the benefits you're entitled to. Rest easy. Eye Care is looking out for you and your health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from reflux, please join us for our upcoming seminar on the Lynx device, a new and innovative treatment to stop reflux.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Saturday morning, we'll have the weekend's top headlines, including the latest on the effects of the Omicron surge. Plus, a big drop in temperatures on the way. We'll time it out in your certified most accurate forecast Saturday at 5 and 8.
Heading into the weekend, the Associated Press announces their 2021 first-team All-Pro selections. And between Packers and former Badgers, Wisconsin is heavily represented. Earning unanimous votes are Davante Adams and former Badgers Jonathan Taylor and T.J. Watt. It's Watt's third time being named All-Pro. It's the second for Davante Adams and Taylor's first. It's also a first-time selection for Packers Devondre Campbell. He's the Packers' first inside linebacker to be named All-Pro in 55 years. And of course, QB1. Aaron Rodgers makes team history with his fourth All-Pro selection. And side note, his last 3 selections coincided with the years he won MVP. NFL wildcard weekend is upon us, which also means it's the Packers' bye weekend. Now, while the team awaits their divisional round opponent, a message that's circulating at practice is to use this time to focus on yourself and what needs to be tightened up before entering that first playoff game. Now, as some players pointed out, during the season, you're game planning each week. And now is a good time to figure out what needs to improve so that they can make a deep playoff run.
Everything's been self-evaluation, and we've been in our indie groups a lot, going over getting back to our fundamentals and things that maybe we've gotten away from, or maybe that we need to work on, maybe how teams are attacking us, just different things like that.
It's now 6 straight wins for the Badgers after they avenged their only Big Ten loss. Now, while there are plenty of takeaways from the top 20 showdown with Ohio State, one of the most obvious is that Wisconsin is full of dynamic playmakers, and Tyler Wall is clearly one of them. It's his second straight game of scoring a minimum of 20 points. He also led the way in assists against the Buckeyes with a season-high 6. And his level of production all comes down to one word: confidence.
When you're an underclassman and then become an upperclassman, a lot of things come with that you hope develop, and the leadership is, he's improved his game in all areas. Finally got some threes to go in for him, but just the confidence I think that he plays with right now. It's a race between him and Brad and whoever for floor burns, who's going to be on the floor, and you like to have those type of guys on your team.
The Badgers get a little break before their next game, which is on the road against Northwestern. Tip-off is set for 3 on Tuesday. Gary?
We'll continue to watch some light snow, mainly over far western Wisconsin. Visibilities are lower there from Madison eastward. The snow is falling, but it's very, very light and not going to accumulate any more for the rest of tonight.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.